Step into the world of storytelling and embark on a journey of language, learning through the moving tale of an elderly woman who discovers joy in life's most challenging moments. This heartwarming English lesson, presented in a cinematic style, will not only enhance your language skills but also touch your heart and inspire you to find happiness in any situation. As we delve into this captivating story, you'll have the opportunity to immerse yourself in natural English phrases and expressions. The narrative unfolds at a gentle pace, allowing you to absorb every word and nuance. With subtitles provided, you can follow along easily, connecting the spoken words to their written form. But this isn't just any ordinary English lesson. It's a profound exploration of life's wisdom, wrapped in the warm embrace of storytelling. As you follow the old woman's journey, you'll uncover valuable lessons about resilience, gratitude, and the art of finding joy in the simplest of things. Picture yourself sitting in a cozy room, the soft glow of a lamp illuminating the wrinkled face of our protagonist. Her eyes, though aged, sparkle with a youthful zest for life. As she begins to speak, her voice carries the weight of years lived and lessons learned. "My dear," she says, her tone warm and inviting, "happiness isn't something that happens to you. It's something you choose every single day." As you listen to her words, you'll notice how naturally English flows from her lips. Pay attention to the rhythm and intonation, the way she emphasizes certain words to convey meaning. This is real, authentic English, the kind you'd hear in everyday conversations. The old woman continues her tale, recounting moments of hardship and triumph. She speaks of losing her husband at a young age, of raising children alone, of facing financial struggles. Yet, with each challenge, her smile grows wider, her voice more animated. "You see," she explains, leaning in as if sharing a secret, "the key to happiness is gratitude. Even in the darkest times, there's always something to be thankful for." As you listen, you'll encounter new vocabulary words naturally woven into the narrative. Words like resilience, perseverance, and contentment take on new meaning as they're illustrated through the old woman's experiences. The story takes an unexpected turn, as the old woman describes a particularly difficult period in her life. She lost her job, her home, and found herself living on the streets. It's at this point that you might expect her to break down, to admit defeat. But instead, her eyes light up with an almost mischievous glint. "That was when I learned the true meaning of freedom," she says, her voice filled with wonder. "I had nothing, and yet I had everything. The sky was my roof, the park bench, my bed, and every stranger, a potential friend." Through her words, you're not just learning English, you're gaining a new perspective on life. You're re-seeing the world through the eyes of someone who has mastered the art of finding joy in every situation. As the story progresses, you'll find yourself hanging on every word, eager to improve your listening skills while also yearning to know what happens next. The old woman's tale is peppered with idiomatic expressions and colloquialisms, giving you a taste of how English is truly spoken in everyday life. "Life," she muses, "is like a cup of tea. It's all in how you make it." With each anecdote, each life lesson shared, you'll find your vocabulary expanding, your comprehension improving, and your pronunciation becoming more natural. The visual storytelling aspect of this lesson helps to cement these new language skills in your mind, creating lasting connections between words, meanings, and emotions. The old woman's story reaches its climax as she recounts her greatest challenge yet, facing a life-threatening illness. But even here, in the hospital bed, surrounded by beeping machines and worried faces, she found a reason to smile. "I looked out the window," she recalls, her voice soft but clear, "and saw a tiny bird building its nest. In that moment, I realized that life goes on, always. And as long as there's life, there's hope. And where there's hope, there's joy." As you listen to her words, you'll notice how your own English comprehension has improved. The subtitles, once a necessary crutch, now serve more as a confirmation of what you're hearing and understanding on your own. The old woman's story begins to wind down, but the lessons it imparts linger in the air like the last notes of a beautiful song. She leans back in her chair, a contented smile playing on her lips. "So, my dear," she concludes, "remember this: happiness is not a destination. It's not something you achieve once and then you're done. It's a journey, a daily choice, a way of looking at the world." As the story comes to a close, you'll realize that you've gained far more than just improved English skills. You've been given a masterclass in resilience, in finding joy in the face of adversity, in choosing happiness no matter what life throws your way. This emotional movie-style English lesson has taken you on a journey through language and life. You've practiced listening with subtitles and slow speech, learned natural English phrases and expressions, and discovered profound life lessons about happiness and resilience. But more than that, you've experienced the power of storytelling in language learning. You've seen how words can come to life, how they can paint pictures, evoke emotions, and convey deep truths about the human experience. As you reflect on the old woman's wisdom, you'll find that your own English vocabulary has expanded. Words and phrases that once seemed challenging now flow more naturally. Your pronunciation has improved as you've mimicked the rhythms and intonations of the storyteller. This is the magic of learning English through storytelling. It engages not just your mind, but your heart as well. It creates connections that go beyond grammar rules and vocabulary lists, tapping into the very essence of human communication. So, as you continue your English learning journey, remember the old woman's secret to happiness. Approach each lesson, each conversation, each new word or phrase with gratitude and joy. Find happiness in the process of learning, in the small victories, and even in the challenges. And remember, just as the old woman found joy in every situation, you too can find joy in every step of your language learning journey. Every new word learned, every sentence understood, every conversation held in English is a triumph to be celebrated. So, keep listening, keep practicing, keep immersing yourself in the beautiful world of English storytelling. For in these stories, you'll find not just language skills, but life lessons that will stay with you long after the words have faded. Subscribe to WordCraft English, where words truly come to life through story, emotion, and language mastery. Here, every lesson is an adventure, every story, a stepping stone to fluency. Join us, and let's continue this beautiful journey of language and life together.